Hello everyone, I'm Chris Thomas. You're watching an ABC 10 Plus recap of Monday's top stories. The trial started today for the Davis serial stabbing suspect, Carlos Dominguez. We have opening statements. Then a look into the city of Sacramento's budget deficit and the plan to fix it. The ABC 10 Plus recap starts now.
While today, opening statements were presented in the trial of Carlos Dominguez, who's accused of stabbing 3 people in Davis back in 2023, killing 2 of them. Yeah,
ABC 10's Roxanne Elias is live in Yolo County. And Roxanne, what exactly happened today in court?
Well, Chris, Carlos Dominguez sat there stoically for most of today's proceedings and opening statements. The first person to take the stand today was actually Maria Bro, who is the sister of David Bro. He is the first victim in the Davis stabbings. The trial of Carlos Dominguez began Monday with the prosecution giving their opening statement in front of 18 jurors at Yolo County Superior Court.
To understand why this is going to be proven to be a deliberate, willful, and premeditated murder, you're going to need to go back further than when this kind of first comes to light, before David is found in the park.
Dominguez is accused of stabbing 3 people back in 2023. The victims include 50-year-old David Bro, who was known as the Compassion Guy. He was sleeping on a bench in Central Park when he was killed on April 27, 2023. The second victim was 20-year-old Karim Abu Najm, a UC Davis student who was walking in Sycamore Park when he was stabbed to death on April 29th. Then on May 1st, a homeless 64-year-old woman was stabbed in her tent but survived. 21-year-old Carlos Dominguez was arrested days later and is now facing 2 murder charges and 1 charge of attempted murder. His attorney, Daniel Hutchinson, said in his opening statement that he wasn't disputing Dominguez did the physical acts causing the deaths, but the events leading up to them.
The question to be answered in this trial is not one of who did it. Rather, the question that will be presented to you is what was Carlos Reales Dominguez's specific intent and mental state when he did those physical acts.
He says Dominguez got sick at some point before the incidents, but didn't recognize he was sick. He would later be diagnosed with schizophrenia. 2 men who found Davis's body at Central Park also took the stand and shared the conditions they found him in. The prosecution then ended the day with employees of the Davis Police Department detailing evidence from the day they found Bro at the park. The defense is asking jurors to reserve judgment until they hear all of the evidence.
Please keep in mind, as I mentioned earlier, that this trial is not just about the physical acts that Mr. Reales Dominguez did, but also what was happening in his mind when he did them.
The DA's office says proceedings should begin daily at 9 in the morning, but that could all change depending on several circumstances. I'm live in Woodland. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Okay, Roxanne, thank you. And keep in mind, you can watch the full opening statements for the Davis stabbing trial on the home screen of the free ABC 10 Plus TV streaming app.
It's Wildfire Awareness Week in California, and first responders are sounding the alarm.
ABC 10's Luke Clary has a closer look at what to keep in mind.
CAL FIRE's air tankers and other planes at the ready at McClellan Airfield in Sacramento County, where the state's emergency responders opened up the hangars to show off their cutting-edge equipment and urge people to get ready for hotter weather and the wildfires that come with it.
You never know when a wildfire is going to strike.
State Fire Marshal Daniel Berlant says even now, the high winds are quickly drying out the grass, potential fuel for the fires. But as the devastating January wildfires in LA show us, they can happen anytime, anywhere.
Residents LA, they never thought in the middle of January, in the middle of winter, they'd be at the same level of risk as they were. And so yes, many areas within the Sacramento region are at some level of hazard. But it is really important to know that you can buy down your risk.
Buy down your risk with some simple measures, creating 100 feet of defensible space around your property and other home hardening measures.
We have to do more than just respond. We have to be ready to protect ourselves. This is a whole community effort.
Cal OES Chief Deputy Director Tina Curry says the state now has more tools for early detection.
This is the cutting edge technology that the FIRES program has.
like the Fire Integrated Real-Time Intelligence System, for one.
All the data that this aircraft is collecting, real-time data to incident commanders and those firefighters on the ground, allow us to make better decisions to contain those fires when they're small.
Experts say this combination of high-tech tools and old-fashioned prep work could help stop small fires from becoming disasters. In Sacramento County, Luke Clary, ABC 10.
Luke, thank you. Here's a sobering statistic. So far this year, wildfires have destroyed more than 18,000 homes and structures across the state. With summer still ahead, officials say the time to prepare is right now.
As the city of Sacramento looks to close a $44 million deficit in its budget, leaders say job cuts and price increases are on the table. But what does all this mean? ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen joins us in studio tonight with a closer look.
Alex, budget meetings are expected to start next week. The city's latest proposed budget is looking to cut vacant positions, a skate park, and possibly raise prices at parking meters. It's something city leaders say they don't want to do, but believe it's necessary for the financial health of the city.
Leaders within the city of Sacramento say they are preparing to pass a budget that will address a $44.1 million deficit. In order to close that gap, some tough decisions need to be made. The proposed budget looks to cut about 70 vacant jobs and about 12 filled positions. The city is also proposing removing more than 20 vacant positions within Sacramento Police. Councilmember Phil Pluckybaum says while these tough choices need to be made, it will benefit current city staff.
Using that funding to fund overtime for our existing officers to provide the service. So, cutting the funding for those vacant positions really is cutting overtime opportunities for other officers.
Councilmember Pluckybaum represents District 4, which includes Sutter's Landing Skate Park behind me here. The city's proposal does include shutting down this park, and dozens of positions within the city's Parks Department are also on the chopping block. But Pluckybaum says that there are future plans for Sutter's Landing.
The community's been asked to think about, what do you want out of Sutter's Landing? It's a massive regional park. It's a huge space, and we're getting, all the requests from, conservation, nature walks, wildlife habitat and refuge, and then also all the active recreation.
In addition to cuts, the city is considering raising prices at parking meters in the city. Mayor Kevin McCarty wasn't able to do an interview with ABC 10 for this story, but in March, Mayor McCarty acknowledged the cuts are going to be challenging but necessary.
The options are all bad. Increasing fees, increasing revenue, which impact businesses and residents, or cutting services. So there are no good options, but we need to explore them all.
Ultimately, Pluckybaum encourages residents to be open-minded with the city's decisions, as they're intended to set the city up for long-term success.
If we take a less aggressive approach this year, next year we'll be making cuts again.
And the city will be presenting its proposed budget next Tuesday and pass a final budget in June. Last week, Sacramento Police told ABC 10 if the budget is adopted as proposed, it's unclear how that will affect the department, but the current staff will still work to provide the service it's already giving to the community. Alex.
About just how long these high wind conditions last and the fire weather danger as well.
Right, very important. Now is the time to prepare for fire season.
I know, and you saw those hills, they still had a little bit of green to them. Imagine just about a month to 2 months from now when we don't have a whole lot of rain to kind of dampen things, and so the fuels will continue to dry out. As we turn our attention to our weather impact alert, we're continuing to monitor the windy weather for today. Work week changes, though. We've got our heat risk coming into play as well. So you can see a couple of features that we'll be tracking throughout our weather impact alert. We started off with our wind advisory. That continues for about the next 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours from now, mainly through the Sacramento Valley, the Delta, the Carquinez Straits, where wind gusts have been approaching 40 miles per hour. Current winds are out of the northwest, close to 15 to 25 miles per hour, and that is setting the stage for warmth building in. These are dry and warming winds, continuing to dry out those fuels that we've been tracking. As far as May goes, we've seen pretty much a mixed bag. We've seen 2 days above average, the start of the month as well as yesterday, and then right on target on Friday, 77 degrees. It was a little bit cooler on Saturday with those highs in the 70s. Highs for today warming into the 80s up and down the valley. I will point out Marysville and Fairfield have had their monitoring stations down for quite a bit for today. 70s and 80s for the foothills, 50s up top for this year, 81 degrees today for San Francisco, just showcasing how much those offshore winds and the north winds will continue to bring up those afternoon highs. Our average first day day for 90 degrees is actually May 8th, and it looks like we're going to be right on target for that. Our 95-degree first day not too far behind it. May 26, 100 degrees. The first day is usually about June 11th, so everything's kind of leaning into the warmer temperatures coming our way. Right now, we're at 86 for Sacramento as well as Modesto. Stockton is at 87 again. Marysville's reporting station down right now. Tahoe at 56 degrees with sunny skies. Hourly weather, we're going to continue to see those breezy conditions right through tomorrow. They'll be lighter than today, but still breezy. Just kind of a note to keep in mind if you're headed outdoors for tomorrow. Underneath that ridge of high pressure, we'll see sinking, warming air and also periods of some gusty winds coming our way for tomorrow. Below the threshold of a wind advisory, but still one of those things I want to keep you aware of, that we still have those northwest winds in play for tomorrow. We'll be under that ridge of high pressure, and again, we'll basically see some gusty winds for tomorrow, but then slightly cooler weather ahead for Wednesday as this low starts to approach. Once it moves out of here, a stronger ridge builds in, much warmer weather, and our first heat risk of the season. That starts up on Friday with moderate heat risk throughout parts of the valley. It continues into our Saturday forecast. So just keep in mind, I know it's going to be very tempting, but our river temperatures are still quite cold. In fact, dangerously cold in the 50s and 60s this time of year. So if you're doing anything for Mother's Day, just be aware it's going to be very cold in those waters for the weekend outlook. But we will see those temperatures cooling actually by Sunday into the low 80s, but we've got those 90s Friday and Saturday.
Wow, the springtime roller coaster adding a little bit more to the mix this week, I see.
But beautiful conditions for Mom this weekend.
Yes,
huh?
indeed.
Okay.
The conclave to elect the next pope will start in less than 48 hours.
Yeah, the 133 cardinals will arrive at the Vatican to cast their ballots at the Sistine Chapel. Here's the latest update from Vatican City.
Here at the Vatican, the final preparations for the conclave on Wednesday are now being completed. From tomorrow, the cardinal electors will begin being able to move into the Casa Santa Marta, where they will live in isolation. Today, the around 80 or so staff who will be locked in with them swore an oath pledging total secrecy. The Vatican says it will also use signal jamming during the conclave. Workers are even sealing up the windows of the cardinals' rooms to ensure total seclusion. In general, anticipation is building. We see the cardinals coming and going, dodging journalists as they come out of the Vatican. In the final days, there have also been accusations of smear campaigns here. The frontrunner, Cardinal Parolin, was targeted with a fake report that he had suffered a fainting fit. The Vatican denying that, but a glimpse perhaps into some of the divisions going into this conclave. There are those who want to continue the more liberal legacy of Pope Francis and those who want someone more conservative. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, Rome.
Thanks for watching this ABC10 Plus recap. We are here 24/7 on the free ABC10 Plus TV streaming app. You can get your local news and weather anytime, anywhere. I'm Chris Thomas. We'll see you next time.
Our free ABC10 Plus TV streaming app has so much to offer. Get your news live and on demand 24/7, so you can watch the news when you want. There's breaking news, extended forecast, and so much more. We have everything you need to get through your day and ready for the weekend. We've got you covered on money-saving tips, travel, entertainment, and sports. Download the free ABC10 Plus app on your smart TV and popular streaming devices like Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and more. ABC10. We stand for you 24/7.
Thanks for watching ABC10 Plus. And now that you're here, why don't we take a look around and see what else is here? The very first tile on your left is always going to be streaming 24/7. You can find us adjacent to that, breaking news if it's there. And then right next to that, a replay of the most recent newscast. Whether it's ABC10 Morning News at 5, 6, or beyond, it's going to be there. The forecast beyond that, and then right beyond that, the news that matters the most. Now that you know the basic tiles, let's go up to the top and take a deeper dive into news. We have every single newscast that you would need, including To the Point with Alex Bell, taking a deeper dive into the issues. Beyond that, ABC10 Morning News at 5 and 6 and 11, the evening shows as well. Below that, you can watch the top stories from To the Point. Under that, Dollars and Cents, where you can learn how to navigate this challenging economy. And below that, you can watch our award-winning ABC10 Special Investigations, where we hold the powerful accountable. Going into weather, look, it's the 10-day forecast, getting you ready for the weekend and beyond. Beyond that, sports. I know you care about the Sacramento Kings. We have the most comprehensive guide to anything, everything Kings in the locker room and on the court. We have it. Below that, I know you care about the San Francisco 49ers. Backing out again, come up to the top and join me on Verify. I'm super excited about this. Our experts are checking the facts, verifying the truth for you. Jump up now to shows. Very excited about this. Oh, look. It's Take a Look. This is my show. I love movies, and if you love movies or streaming shows, whether it's on screens this big, or this big, it's Take a Look. Recently went behind the scenes, sat down with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix to talk about Joker 2. I love the movie, and oh, I just heard you shout you hate the movie. Jump in, we talk about it on this show. Other shows, Bartell's Backroads, go up and down the state of California, tank of gas getaways, one fuel cell getaway, like places like the Toy Museum. This is what kids did before they had screens. Over here, the Moaning Caverns of Calaveras County, one of the most coveted caves in all of California. You know, watching this show, I discovered there's a cave that could fit the entire Statue of Liberty in your own backyard. You'll find about that and more with Bartell's Backroads. Down below that, To the Point. It is one of my favorite newscasts because they talk about news with Alex Bell the way you talk about news. It's conversational, but in-depth at the same time. Below that, Your California Life. Love this show. Whether it's entertainment, food, beverage, lifestyle, it's there. Desiree Shepherd hosts and does an amazing job. So there you have it. It's ABC10 Plus, the app. What do you need? We heard you and we got it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for streaming.
ABC10 Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
We're planning for those changes. Stay fire ready.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
It very much is an active investigation.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. ABC10 Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.